You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and we extend a warm hello to all who are listening on WNDZ 750 AM here in Chicago, and all who are watching our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. Last week, we had so much fun on The Voice of Charity, kicking off the holiday season and talking about how much joy comes from those who give and receive to Catholic Charities' annual celebration of giving. This week, we have some wonderful guests to continue that conversation. Jim Wogan and Barbara Campbell are leading the Celebration of Giving team in Lake County. And Diane Kennedy is an incredibly generous volunteer who has a very special story to tell about her contribution to the Celebration of Giving over the past 7 years. Welcome, Diane, Jim, and Barbara.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So glad that you're all here with us today. Jim, last week we heard from Emily Lewis about how the Celebration of Giving started 74 years ago, and that when Catholic Charities, the building that we now have our headquarters in, was St. Vincent's Orphanage, and how the parents who had adopted children at that time went out of their way to get together and buy gifts for children who had not been adopted, and that how the program has just grown in so many tremendously beautiful ways since then. May I ask, when did the Celebration of Giving start in Lake County, and how long have you been associated with it?
Well, Katie, we can find evidence that it was 37 years ago, at least, this was in action. We don't know exactly when it started, but and I've been involved with it, 25 years at the county level, Catholic Charities county level, and probably 5 years as a coordinator in my own parish.
My goodness, what a blessing. Thank you so much for your time and dedication to this program, Jim. Can you please give us
great pleasure.
Can you please give us an overview of the program in Lake County this year? How many gifts are you hoping, to collect to give to Catholic Charities clients in Lake County?
Okay, let me just give you a little idea how it runs so that it'll make the numbers will make more sense. And that is essentially in September we do intake. We line up volunteers in a huge in this year in the gymnasium, and had people come and sign up for the program, sitting across from a volunteer, socially distanced and masked, filling out the forms. The forms list the first name, age, sex, and sizes of every member in the family, and as well as 3 gift suggestions. We then take those forms, and simultaneously in September, we are sending out solicitations to potential donors as well. We take those forms in October and November, we're matching the donors with individuals, so that people are actually shopping for specific gifts that people have asked for. That takes place in October and November, and then we ask people to shop and bring the gifts to our distribution site, which first takes place first 2 weeks in December. And it's a big operation, and we basically use hundreds of volunteers and thousands of donors. This typically before the pandemic, we provided gifts for about 12,000, 13,000 people.
Wow, that is remarkable, Jim. And may I ask, where do you stand today? I know one component is, you're inviting people to sponsor a family, and then other times you're hoping parishes, will take a number of families and post a giving tree in their, in their lobby. Where do you stand today? Where do you need the most help?
That is exactly how it works, and essentially. As I said, we have done as many as 12, 13,000 last year because in the thick of the pandemic, we did about 5,500 people. This year, we expect to do about 8,000. And we have about 7,500 of those matched with donors at this time, but we have about 500 that we're still seeking donors for. So we need some help there as well.
And so why don't we use this opportunity, Jim? Can you please share with our audience what are the best ways for people to reach out and offer to help, either by purchasing gifts or coming to volunteer with the Celebration of Giving in Lake County?
Okay. Essentially, let me just mention that. Let me just mention the status of volunteers for a second, if I might.
Please.
We are in pretty good shape because, to be honest with you, I don't want to sound like we're patting ourselves on the back, but when people come to get involved in the program, they tend to not stop. They come back year after year after year, and so we're in pretty good shape with regards to everyday volunteers. Where we're perhaps hurting some is we serve a very large Hispanic population, and we right now need translators. We have some people who speak Spanish, but largely the volunteers do not. So as from a volunteer perspective, that's what our greatest need there. As far as, as I explained the way the program works, it's hard to identify the answer to the question, what specific gifts we need, because actually that's all listed on the form and people shop individually. But we have, I might add also that our donors come from a wide variety of sources. We have primarily corporations, parishes, and schools. We have some great high schools that are also going along with the parishes, provide very large number of donors. So that's where a lot of it comes from.
Well, it sounds like you're doing really well, but obviously it's only November 9th, and I'm sure, extra assistance could be needed. I'd like to share that anybody who is interested in helping either in Cook or Lake County, you can visit CatholicCharities.net/celebration, and that part of our Catholic Charities website gives you all the information about donating to Cook or Lake County, these gift gathering programs. You could also email the Celebration of Giving team at COG@CatholicCharities.net in Cook County, and CGLC@CatholicCharities.net in Lake County. Again, that for Lake County is CGLC@CatholicCharities.net to reach the Lake County team. We're going to take a quick break here on The Voice of Charity, and when we return, we're going to talk more with the Celebration of Giving team in Lake County and a very special volunteer. Please stay tuned.
In recent weeks, many people have reached out to Catholic Charities to ask what we are doing to help our Afghan brothers and sisters. They also ask how they can join us in our work. Current estimates suggest that 50,000 refugees are headed to our shores in the coming weeks. Based on a decade of experience in refugee resettlement, we predict that it will cost $50,000 to resettle a family of 4 for 6 months. This includes housing, food, clothing, and other urgent needs as they establish new lives in Chicago. As Jesus tells us, "Whatsoever you do for the least of my people, that you do unto me." Please assist us as we welcome the first 10 families. Visit CatholicCharities.net to donate to our special refugee resettlement appeal, or call 312-948-6087.
Catholic Charities Veterans Employment Services help veterans find and maintain employment through job readiness training, resume writing assistance, mock interviews, and job placement counseling. We work with a wide array of employers and community partners to help veterans reach their career goals. We owe a debt of gratitude to all of our veterans for the sacrifices they made to serve our nation. It is our privilege now to assist them. To learn more about Catholic Charities Veterans Employment Program in Cook County, call 773-808-2954. In Lake County, call 847-782-4219. You can also learn more at CatholicCharities.net. To all United States veterans, thank you for your service.
Welcome back to The Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and I'm so delighted today to be with three people who are really deeply committed to Catholic Charities' 74th annual celebration of giving. Jim Wogan, Barbara Campbell, and Diane Kennedy. Barbara, can I ask you, what are the greatest challenges of coordinating the celebration of giving in Lake County?
Well, I think every year, one of the biggest issues is we are trying to find a building. Every year we start our program in September or August, and we start looking for donated space so that we can operate a 50,000 square foot facility. And that's always very trying. We scour the county trying to see people that, leasees that have space that are available. The Lord provides, and we seem to get it all the time, but that is a challenge for us every year. Now with post-COVID, one of the biggest challenges that we've seen in the last couple of years is people just aren't in the pews. Our biggest donors are churches and schools and businesses. And so because there aren't a lot of people in the pews right now, it's difficult to get the churches. So they've cut down a little bit on their donation numbers, as well as schools weren't in session last year. So that's been a challenge. And as far as businesses, many people tend to work from home. So there isn't that community that the businesses are trying to, get together. So that has been a little bit of challenge. In the past, as Jim said, we've served 12,000 plus. Last year we were at 55, and this year we're at about 8,000.
Those numbers truly are astounding. You are both doing tremendous work, and we're so grateful for your resiliency and your flexibility and your creativity to make sure that this program not only survives, but very much thrives. Thank you, Barbara. Would you like to give a shout out to some of the parishes or corporate partners who are helping significantly this year?
We talked about that, and it's always difficult. We'd love to give a shout out to every one of our donors. But as to calling out people, calling out organizations, churches, excuse me, we don't want to single out anybody. Who we want to give a shout out to is maybe the organizers of those groups, whether it being a church or school. It takes someone within the organization, within the business that has the passion for our mission to want to pursue it. And so those are the people we'd like to give shout outs to, because they're the ones that actually make the team and their churches and such get involved.
Beautifully said, Barbara. May I ask how long you've been involved with Celebration of Giving?
About 10 years.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for your generosity. Are there certain moments or certain memories that you have over the years that help you feel what tremendous importance this is to Catholic Charities clients?
Every year there's always something that touches your heart. A couple of years ago, we had a school that came, and one of the kids who normally, kids have a difficult time talking to adults anyway, and she looked us in the face and she wanted to let us know how important this program was for her, because many years or a few years in the past, her family were recipients of the donation, and that was their only Christmas that they got. And so she's brought that to her heart to carry it forward. And I can see this young woman going through the rest of her life wanting to give back. So that was a very, touching moment for all of us as volunteers, listening to her, all of us sobbing. Every year, like I said, there's some, I think it's just when a family picks their bags up and they hug the volunteer, and they just cry because they know that this possibly is their only gift that the kids are going to be able to get. And as Jim always says, and I'll probably take his words for him, but he always tells the volunteers, this is your paycheck. This is why you do what you do.
Beautifully said, Barbara. I'd like to bring in our one of our other volunteers, Diane Kennedy. And Diane, we're having a little trouble with our video connection with you, but we're delighted that you're with us on audio today. You and your family have been tremendously generous to Catholic Charities over the years. Can you share with our audience some of the events that you participated in with your siblings and your dad and your mom, since you were a young girl?
Yeah, thank you for having me. We used to do a lot of church bake sales and the Knights of Columbus, Italian nights, and bingo employee dinners. And the one that sticks out in my head is the Tootsie Roll fundraiser.
That was a long-time
store.
Fundraiser with Catholic Charities and Knights Columbus together, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so since 2015, you have given of your time and your talent so generously in a very special way. Can you share with our audience how your quilt making project started?
Yeah, my dad passed away in 2015, and he supported my quilting, and I wanted to honor and keep his name alive. He played Santa for 60 years. And I love to sew, and I thought this would be a good thing to make a quilt and try to raffle it off. And I donate all my materials and supplies, and the time could be anywhere from 10 to 40 hours. So by word of mouth, Facebook friends, family, a restaurant used to hang it. I would make a quilt that I thought my dad would be proud of. I sell tickets, and then I raffle it off, and my mom pulls the ticket, and from there I take the wish list from the church, from the celebration of giving, and I shop from those lists, and then I shop, and then I wrap, and then I deliver.
Well, our live stream, Diane, is showing some of the photos of your dad, Joseph, and your mother, Elizabeth, and you as a child, but also as adults. And it's incredibly inspiring that this has been a way that you've honored your dad and your family legacy of giving through all these years. We're going to take another quick break here on The Voice of Charity, and when we return, we're going to continue our conversation with Jim Wogan, Barbara Campbell, and Diane Kennedy. Please stay tuned.
Catholic Charities in Lake County provides a comprehensive range of social services supporting individuals, families, and older adults. These include crisis assistance, shelter, clothing, family support, counseling, legal assistance, primary health care, and specialized services for seniors and veterans. Grab-and-go meals and food pantries help those who are experiencing food insecurity. Plus, we have a diaper depot to support low-income families and their infants. If we can assist you or someone you know, please call Catholic Charities of Lake County at 847-782-4000. That's 847-782-4000.
Catholic education offers something other schools don't. When you walk through that door, you are amongst friends.
I can confidently say that I look up to everybody at HT, staff, students. There's just something that you can admire in every person here.
We treat everyone here with the same kind of respect that we would hope that exists in our families. Our curriculum is very rigorous, and we hope to match the academic rigor with our level of academic support.
They help us prepare for college. They talk to us about our future and what we want to do. I think it instills a sense of community, which makes me more confident in my work.
Through the teachers, through our counselors, through all of our administrators, we are educating not just the mind, but also the heart. I think that distinguishes us from other types of schools.
Catholic high schools provide high-quality, faith-based education. The journey begins by taking your entrance exam. Register online at the Catholic high school you wish to attend.
Do you have a gently used laptop or desktop computer that is gathering dust in your home? Consider donating to our Catholic Charities Veterans Computer Project. We will clean out your device, give it new software, and repurpose it for a veteran who is looking for employment. Your gift will make an incredible difference in a veteran's ability to find a job. Catholic Charities provides veteran services throughout Lake and suburban Cook counties, giving participants an array of professional and personal support. Our veterans have served our country, and it is our privilege to serve them. To learn more about Catholic Charities Veterans Services and the Veterans Computer Project, call 847-782-4219. That's 847-782-4219.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and it's a thrill today to be with Jim Wogan, Barbara Campbell, and Diane Kennedy, three very hardworking people who are helping make the 74th annual Celebration of Giving a reality. Diane, before the break, we were talking about these beautiful quilts that you make by hand, and you've made for 7 years, a quilt each year, raffled it off, and gave all the proceeds to the Celebration of Giving, and raising an astounding $13,000 yourself. May I ask, what is the theme and the title of your quilt this year?
My title is New Life. It has monarchs and flowers, and it's a representation of new life and, having that faith that knowing there's life after death.
What a beautiful symbolic message, but also what a beautiful quilt. If anybody wants to buy raffle tickets this year, what's the best way for them to reach out to you, Diane?
They can contact me at mrssken@aol.com. And they can send me if they are interested. And then I also have Venmo and PayPal, or they can mail me a check. The drawing ticket sales are until November 19th. The drawing will be November 20th.
Terrific. And I know that your mom is the one who picked the winner every year. Am I right?
Yes, she does.
What a beautiful tradition you have started with your mom, and a beautiful way to honor your incredibly generous, giving father. It's really inspiring, Diane. I want to share with everybody that Diane's heartwarming story is featured in the most recent issue of Teenager News that you can read at teenagernews.org. It's our November-December issue, and there's more pictures and more details about Diane's incredibly giving nature and her incredibly giving heart, to make this quilt happen every single year. In the short time we have left, can I just ask the three of you, what would you say to someone who's not been a part of Celebration of Giving before, but is considering participating this year? Jim, may I start with you?
Sure, Katie. I would say that the great thing about this is it is a thoroughly feel-good experience. Everyone involved is at their best. The volunteers are feeling great about what they're doing, and they get the warmth of exchanging the gifts with people. The donors get to wake up on Christmas morning and feel like they've made a difference in someone's life at Christmas, and the recipients are almost always very, very grateful. So it's to my mind, perfect ministry occurs when both the minister and the recipient of the ministry have a great experience, and that's kind of what happens with this one.
What a great message. Thank you, Jim. How about you, Barbara?
You said it pretty well. I think the only thing I would add is I know that our volunteers, we do have volunteers that have moved out of the state. They've moved to different states, Texas, Arizona, Florida, and they feel that they can't do Christmas without coming back. So they come back on their own, and it's just a testament to, the feel good that we all put into it. A lot of work, but it's a feel good.
Thank you for sharing that so beautifully. How about you, Diane?
I just have to say that a little donation or time definitely goes a long way.
Well, and I know in your case, it's a lot of time, a work of love. Am I right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, we're so delighted to have all three of you on the show today. Thank you so much for helping us share the spirit of giving, share the spirit of Christmas with everyone in our audience. Thank you, Diane, Jim, and Barbara, for being on the show and getting us all in the Christmas spirit and your stories of generosity and selfless giving to others. And we invite you all to come back again next week for another edition of The Voice of Charity. For now, this is Katie Bredemann, and we thank you for tuning in and believing in the mission of Catholic Charities.